What's up, Internet? We have an episode coming out right now, and before that happens, I have some good news for you, okay? Do you not want to watch the video on YouTube? You just want to listen to the audio? You're driving in your car, you don't want to get distracted and crash into a busload of orphans? Well, good news. We are now branching out, and this episode will be on Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Podcast, okay? Those are some big ones, so come on and check it out, right? Enjoy the episode. Like, besides the performance stuff, like, because you have like Upsplifted is like your thing.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Like, let's talk about that. What is Upsplifted? Tell about that. Tell the people.
Upsplifted. It's an adverb.
Not the word, you moron. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to do this one on the fly. We're going to do it different. I do the same intro every week. We're doing different intros this time.
We're getting into it.
I'm not even going to look at fucking... I've been looking at this camera saying, welcome to Millennial Stoner for fucking 17 episodes. And I'm bored by it. Yeah. Anyway, hi. I'm Joe Winchell. Nah, what's up, guys? It's Millennial Stoner. I'm Joe Winchell. I'm the Millennial Stoner. Thank you guys for tuning in. Very excited today to have this guest with me. I was thinking to myself when I was thinking about what I was going to ask you and just like what we're going to do today. I was thinking about you and I realized that I think besides Billy Guy, you're like the most beloved like name that's talked about on this show. Like Tom has mentioned you, Pat Dunn mentioned you and everything about. I just love Dom, man.
Told me to go check that out. And I posted like the clip of it on Instagram. I don't know if I tried to tag you in and stuff, and I posted it, and I was like,
no,
this brought a little tear. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I reposted that.
I said this brought a tear to my. You guys actually made me fucking ball for a second. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, there's people out there talking about me and that way shape and related to the craft and stuff like that. I was like,
you cried a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know you were such a queef. No, man, that's flattering.
Yeah. No, man, I was like, I'm gonna suck those guys off one day. I was like,
off to a great start. Yeah. We're minute 30 in, great. We were talking outside before actually about I remember when I think I met you when how long have you been doing comedy for? Only a couple of years?
Yeah, getting to four.
I think I met you. You were like a year in because I've been doing it for 5.
Okay.
So word. I think like my second year or so, because I remember meeting you outside, or we did a Broadway comedy club show together.
Yeah.
And I was like, this dude.
That was some pandemic type show, right?
Yeah, no, it was just out of the pandemic.
Okay.
Was it or was it? No, wait a minute. Was that in the big room?
Honestly, it feels like all the shows meshed together too.
Yeah.
It feels like every spot I've done at Jack's is just one big spot I've done at Jack's. So every spot
you're talking like a 50-year comedian. Let me tell you something, dude.
No, it's just it does. It feels like they mesh together. So even at this Broadway show, trying to think of when it was, I'm like, it could have been anyway. Time's an illusion anyway.
I have weird things I remember. This is fucked up. I'm serious. I have these weird ass fucking things I remember where it's specifically something, but yet I can't tell you where I put my fucking keys. I can't. It's I don't know what the. I guess that's my ADD or ADHD or whatever the fuck it is.
I have the same thing, and you know what I think it is. And this is the just analysis, totally assumption. But I'm I think smoking a good amount of weed, your short-term memory's shot, but shit still gets connected into long-term memory.
Yeah,
so you remember the things later, but while they're happening, you put something down and then it just fades away.
Yeah, you ever get so high you remember something so oddly specific? Or you're just and you remember date, time, or what somebody's wearing in a moment from high stats. That's where my brain lives sometimes.
Yeah. Also, too, with things people wear.
I can't remember my social security number, ever.
I just learned mine not too long ago.
You're 23.
Yeah.
I'm 35. I know.
I learned the last 4 digits of mine. That was the start. I didn't even it was just out of my realm of existence until necessary. It was always just kind of all right,
I really
don't know what this means.
Yeah, you're right.
Pops,
it wasn't on the road. It wasn't in the middle of the road I was on.
That's wild. Was it for anything good? Any good scams? You giving it out?
Oh yeah, 5-5. No. No. That's what I mean. But I think I do remember weirdly specific shit. I don't know what that is. I'm not saying I'm like I have some weird, or like I'm autistic or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck. I'm just saying. I have these weird moments where I'll remember something oddly specific, and like that was that, or whatever, or like an episode of a TV show.
Is it normally like emotionally attached things, or just really
I don't know. Maybe sometimes, like
like great moments, or like it's just really like, or like because like you always like see like memes online. It's like laying in bed at night thinking about that one time I told the waiter to also enjoy their meal. Like
that's anxiety.
That's like,
that'll
like
ruin me sometimes. That'll ruin me. I'll think of something. I'm like, I remember when I said that stupid thing in 8th grade to this girl, and if I had said something else, I wouldn't. Yeah. I just think about that. I'm like, she probably called me a fucking idiot after that. And said I had a small dick.
I feel like I double down on shit like that sometimes, where it's like I'll have the concern and I'll like remember something from 10 years ago, and then I'll see the person. I'll be like, you know what I'm gonna fucking do? Yeah. I'm gonna go apologize.
Hey man, I know it's been 8 years, but you remember that time in cafeteria
where
in,
I
like,
made you
5th
feel
grade?
uncomfortable and I like intruded your space, and I was just talking about something you weren't even thinking about. Like, it's like, you remember that? As I'm doing the thing again.
And then you're gonna go back 3 years later and do it. I'm really gonna apologize this time. Yeah, I get hung up
the
on
true
shit.
apology is just going to be seeing them and just giving them a head nod and just continuing.
Yeah, that's what it's going to turn into in your 50s.
It's like, just leave them alone. Like,
you're still, Christ, here comes
sleep,
Dom
like,
again.
Yeah.
What's he doing? He's going to try, he's going to do the same shit again. Oh my God. All right. Oh God. It's so funny. Just you. I could just see you standing there, like, going through it in your head. Like, no, to go up and do that. I'm not going to fuck it up this time.
Oh, 100%.
And then you hyper-concentrate on this, and then you do the exact thing that you're trying to avoid doing.
A little bit. Yeah, I think that's just, like, an interesting theme in us. Like, I feel like it's people in general, like, almost just a part of, like, the human predicament. It's, like, always ending up, like, in doing the thing you're trying to avoid doing, like that hyperfixation of like trying to avoid.
I just realized I didn't introduce you. I was like,
I have no name. So I'm just consciousness and awareness.
Oh God, ladies and gentlemen, we're stoned. That was good though.
You said we weren't doing a normal intro.
No, I'm not. We didn't do normal at all. Didn't do it normal at all. This is great. No, I'm having a fucking great time. It's only 6-7 minutes in. We're fine. Oh man, this is gonna be. This is. I can feel it. This is the one. You feel this? This is the one.
Oh yeah. I think it's the meshing together of the stoners. The
I gotta introduce you, ladies and gentlemen.
Before I
my
keep
guest
talking,
that is real cool to talk to, and I apparently keep getting lost in his eyes.
I said I'd suck his dick earlier.
Dom LaMarca, right?
Yes, yeah.
So you say it to them. I'm Dom.
I'm Dom LaMarca.
Dom LaMarca,
almost named Massimo. I recently found out or remembered.
Massimo?
Almost named Massimo.
All right, we can't glaze over that. Is that like a family name? Why that name? I've never heard that name before.
Dude, I don't know. I completely forgot it was a thing, and then like I just had the memory, and like I remember being younger, my mom being like, "We almost named you Massimo," and it was just.
Is that like were you Italian?
Yes,
Italian?
Yeah, just very Italian name.
I don't know how I would react if you were like, "I'm Massimo." What would I call you, Mas? Because I feel like I would still know you. Your name would just not be Dom.
Be Mas.
What would you want to go by if your name was Mas? Would you just be Massimo?
I don't think I could have lived up to it.
I also feel like that, like, someone introducing themselves like that, like, is just very, like, it's loaded. Yeah. Like, they're either really cool or real annoying. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, Massimo, shit.
Yeah.
I think I was always supposed to be named Joe. Maybe at one point I was supposed to be named. I think the idea of like naming me after my dad, like I was gonna be a junior at one point.
Yeah. What's your pop's name?
Bruce.
Bruce. Bruce Winchell.
Yeah.
Junior.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bruce Winchell sounds great in its own.
It does. No, it does. I was like
great.
thinking
Bruce
like
Winchell
that
Jr.
superhero essence, and then I was like, okay, wait, and then I was like, oh, the junior. That's where the problem rolls in. Where it's like, well,
because you know what happens? Like, that's like a built-in nickname.
Junior.
You're just junior after that. Doesn't matter what your first name is. You're just junior after that.
Yeah.
I'm 35 years old. I couldn't imagine being called junior now.
I feel like that's also like familial stuff too. Like with the people that you didn't have the chance to introduce yourself to, like that's where you become junior. But then like you would run out and you would like probably just like introduce yourself. I'm senior, just to compensate for it. Like, call me senior, guys. And they're like, senior.
No, I'm older now.
Yeah.
There was a restaurant I worked at, in, like Riverhead or some shit. And the two guys in charge, it was a father and son, and the older guy was called senior, and the younger guy was called junior. It was nightmarish.
Yep. Yeah. What restaurant? I don't know if that's...
It was a place it was a catering hall out in Riverhead.
Okay, word.
And everything like that.
I just started doing catering.
It was great. There was nothing wrong with it, but like some of the staff there, I'm not even going to name the name. Some of the staff there fucking sucked. Anyway, no, I was kidding.
Yeah, it seems like the service industry is just like I'm just like getting out of my job and stuff like that.
You're in the service. Is that your regular job?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I started doing a little catering as well too, and it's just like. Yeah, the
catering.
Staff,
you'll make
like,
more money doing catering in the summer if you just get like the hookup.
Yeah,
and like find somebody who's like, I mean, there's bands of them everywhere. These groups of people that just throw these ridiculous parties and like for like one shot parties where they just need like a skeleton crew and like a couple bucks. I've done a lot of them. Some of them sucked, but you do it.
No, definitely. The company I work for, I never had the chance to do it. I actually did always want to. They do that for people's houses, but they do pig roast. So like they'll like come there and they'll like get a whole pig going in the
like
backyard.
Like a spit curl thing, like roasting.
They might have it like go in the smoker first, and then they bring it and like set it up and slice it and stuff like that. Like I don't think it's that archaic, but yeah.
I've been to a couple of those.
I've never
pig roast. Yeah,
I saw the pig for the first time. It was kind of like that shit was like.
Were you like behind the bar like?
Yeah, it was. Like, dude, it looked like they shattered like an alien out of glass and decided let's smoke this. Like
yeah, it looks weird. Like because you can go. From what I understand, I'm pretty sure you can go to the butcher and just get a pig. Like, you can go and just get... I think that's what you do. I think you can just go and get... I want the whole pig, because you roast the whole pig.
That's wild.
I'm pretty sure you can do that.
Like,
I don't know if you can do that with other animals. Can I go and, like, get a cow? Can I go and get a cow? Like...
yeah, what would I...
Can I just get a chicken? I mean, you can get a full chicken. Yeah, you can. You'd be able to, right?
You can, the cow though. I'm like, what? Like, I can't.
But why not?
Where are they fitting? They're like, we would give you the cows, but like someone's been boxing on them. So
that's only in the shops in Philadelphia, sir. It's a Rocky joke for all you fuckers out there. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, no,
I haven't seen Rocky, but I can reference it.
I always think that I'm like, because you can go and get a pig. Because my uncle threw a fucking pig roast. Threw a pig roast every year, and I just eventually, because it was the thing. It was the pig on the spit curl, and it was like it was a full pig, and it was just it was a thing through its face, and it was rotating.
Yeah,
and I asked them, I'm like, "Where'd you get that?" And they're like, "The butcher." And you just give me the whole pig.
I think like that's like. I don't know what it is. I feel like that's gonna slowly start getting phased out over time.
Look how much it is to get a whole cow from the butcher. look this shit up.
I think pig roasts are gonna phase away over time, though. I think like.
Oh man, you don't think? I feel like backyard stuff is so much back in style now after the pandemic, because everybody kind of like rediscovered it. Outside shit.
500.
What do we got here? Where's this? What? This coast up being a little less than $8 per pound. I just need a price. Come on, how much can I... And where can I get a full cow? In New York State. Oh, there we go. What's that, like 2,400?
3,000, yeah.
About $3,000.
That's
about $3,000 to get
You
a cow.
definitely could get a hookup, though. I feel like this is like looking up like weed prices online.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we need to know more about meat. That's the problem. We need to get our knowledge.
Let's go on. What do we go? I don't know. Go on like
friends
Yelp.
With a couple
go on Yelp
butchers.
and find a butcher shop.
Cut out the middleman.
Let's just get the cow. Let's buy a cow.
What farms can we go?
Yeah, where's the closest place we can get a cow on Long Island? Honest question. Let's look this shit up.
It's definitely somewhere in this vicinity for sure.
We absolutely can get a cow on Long Island. This is my favorite episode so far. This is it. You and I are going to business together.
We're buying cows.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll call it Winchell and...
Definitely not to get mushrooms. You can't be
son.
With,
you have to be like Winchell and cousin.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be like one of those old huckster couples from the 30s that were like, yeah, we're not really related.
Yeah, we'll definitely not senior
cow
and junior.
Place butcher, not butcher shop. I want to go cutting out the middleman. Where can I get a cow?
Dude, we could go to the Yaphank County farm and
Yeah,
we
what
could steal
farms are
one.
on Long Island that I can get? Oh man, I am asking a lot of you, man.
I know. I hope like
All right, I'll meet you again. We'll go back to find me the closest place to get a whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like looking at the TV right now.
How much for a ranched cow?
But I feel like I'm looking into the camera while I'm looking at the TV.
Look into the
like
camera.
I'm staring at the
All right.
souls.
So wait, how much meat? What's the largest meat they sell? Well, how much meat do they sell? Like, can I get a full cow? Which looks like dicks. Look at those chopped dicks. Why am I such a pervert?
Great. This shit is expensive.
Yeah, it's gourmet meat. There's a whole market for this shit. This is horse
There's
shit, though.
hot
I
dogs
can't
for
get. I would love
$16.
to call these people and be like, "How much? Just give me the cow."
Oh, dude, this is
How much
definitely
for the cow?
really good meat, though, right?
510.
Yeah, this is like
All this is definitely like banging.
this is what all my married guy friends fucking jerk off to. They're gonna smoke this on
I
the
was gonna
weekends.
say they have smokers.
They all
You
have
gotta-
smokers.
yeah. I mean, smokers are fucking awesome.
No,
but
listen,
like,
I love barbecue, but they did kind of dad it up.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
oh, 100%.
They
It's
dadded it up a little bit. Now
definitely
everybody's
a part
smoking
of
meats.
It's the new grill culture. Like grill culture, it's like okay, that's just the thing you're supposed to have. But,
Yeah, but I feel
have
like
you
it
ever
started,
played
like-
with a smoker? Like,
Yeah, but I feel like it started ironically. What's this? What do we got?
Brendan fucking Ryan, I'm name drop, but can get us meat. Number
love
one
Brendan.
is the Farmingdale Meat Market, bro. That's the shit he delivers for.
Man, this is the most
We
stony.
gotta
This is
hit
the
him up and
stoniest
tell him,
fucking conversation
You got
of all.
cows and you're
Yo,
not telling
bro.
your boys like.
This is the most high. This is the most high person. Where can we get like the most cows? Like, what's? I got a friend who's at the meat markets. We can just like get we can get a cow, like the weight of a cow.
Are
But,
we getting a living cow? Definitely, or dead already.
dude, this is the worst thing. We're gonna end up ordering a full fucking thing by the end of this.
I think we're gonna end up
This is
getting
making me
DoorDash.
hungry now.
That's
Now
what
I'm
we're just
gonna
about.
take this shit off. I'm gonna ask fucking Dom some
Dude,
questions. Why, sir, did you start doing comedy? Or when did you decide you were gonna start doing comedy?
When did I decide?
That's really. Let's take that back. Erase that. Edit that out. That's really stupid. Anyway, go back. First question: Why do you want to do comedy? When
Why?
you started? Yeah.
I never thought I wanted to like growing up or anything like that, and I wasn't even that into comedy before I started. But I always wanted to be in entertainment, and like I
I
mentioned
feel
to you
that.
before, like want to have taken an acting class and stuff like that, and I felt like I fumbled the bag, and I didn't do drama, I didn't do any of that shit while I was in school, and then. I was on a mushroom trip one time actually, and I was just really like in it, and like I was talking to my boys, stuff like that, and it just clicked. Like he's like, I feel like you have like this very welcoming personality and stuff like that, and I'm like,
You
I
do,
think-
for the record. That's a very good observation. Continue. I'm just saying, you really do have like the most warm presence. Like,
it was the first time I'd ever like looked at. Thank you for saying that. But it was the first time like I'd ever looked at myself that way, or like just I don't know, thought about it. And he was just like said all that, and I was like, I gotta do comedy, bro. I looked through my yearbook a week before that, and like it was like all like not deeply meaningful connections, no one I'm staying in touch with, but like all those people just wrote, thanks for making class funny, thanks, like you're funny, stuff like, and it just like
Wow,
I
there you
pieced
go.
the two shits together, and I was just like, I think if I want to get into entertainment, I need to start with comedy and just break through that way. In some
that's
way,
like a really
shape, or
nice
form.
story. Like, you didn't like get this. There's no terrible like. Well, you know, my parents beat me, and then I
My
decided to
friend
laugh
passed
about
away,
it.
though. I did finally take
fuck,
the lead
there it
because my
is.
friend passed away. That's where I finally was like, oh, fuck, this life shit's like, I was like, that was another part of the mushroom trip. I had like just gotten out of a terrible relationship.
That's
My
usually
friend
how it
passed
happens.
away, but like in like the essence of like the
Sometimes
really the
change
push
comes
to
out of
do it.
tragedy, though. Like when something terrible happens, there's usually some change that like you come about and all that shit.
Oh, 100%.
Like I feel like that's that. I feel like most people that go through something traumatic on any level, it's like okay, because after that you decide to do something. After usually there's like some proclamation.
It's like
or-
tragedy.
yeah.
Like if like your head's like floating in the clouds, it's like tragedy
grounds you.
lassos
Yeah.
it and fucking
Pulls you to-
slam-
it reminds you of mortality
yeah,
and
just
shit.
slams you into
You
the
got
floor.
very
dude.
little time
like,
here, motherfucker. What are you doing?
Yes.
What the fuck are you doing? What are you fucking like? What are you watching SpongeBob eating cereal right now?
Yeah.
All right, pretty cool, but like.
I feel like there was like I loved the pandemic for that reason. I loved everyone being on that wavelength.
Oh man, that was like a
But some
part.
people
The pandemic for some
deeper-
people was like a look in the mirror, and that's I think that's what you're talking about. It's like, what am I doing? I definitely felt like that.
I feel like a lot of people neglected that part of it too. But like, I think if like you took that "what am I doing" look, like I did as well, and oh my god, was that fucking excruciating?
I did too, man. It was I did like a whole like. I went through levels. Like I like was freaking out in the beginning, and then I was okay with it. I kind of accepted what was happening. I said, "This is the way things are right now. We'll make it work." And like there was like a comfort in knowing that everybody else was basically unemployed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like my sister, like we all like had to move back in, so my sister was back home and everything. So I was like, okay, she sucks too, so it's fine. Or like she's in a shitty situation too. So I'm okay. Like I kind of settled that, and then it went back up. Like I remember I had like a text relationship with some girl, and then like because there's no human contact. I had no like I'm seeing like one group of like 4 friends like every other week in a fucking park somewhere. You know what I mean?
You live by yourself, or you live with a roommate, or
no,
you
I live with my parents.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes it even fucking worse though, because that's scarier. Because like it's the whole time like they're sitting there like, hey. Don't kill me, fucker! Like, it's like I'm not gonna.
I don't know.
I don't know. My dad's like 67. He was like, if I get this, you're gonna murder. Okay, yeah. So I felt like there was that pressure where it was like, oh fuck, like living with them is limiting me even more right now. Like, yeah.
Because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know anything about any. I just know that like we're inside and I had to deal with it. But like, I went through all that level of like I started depressed and I'd go back up and then I'd come back down because it was like right towards the end it was like getting bad.
No,
because you knew like okay, I think we're gonna get out of this. It just wasn't coming fast enough.
Yeah.
And like some things were back open, so I was like losing my shit. And one of the things, and like after that initial like one of those dips was one of those things. I'm like, what am I doing? Because I wasn't doing any shows. Like I wasn't doing any shows, and I had it's like that was like year 3 into 4 or something like that when it started. Like those for me, like, and I was like kind of getting a little momentum for like just like locally and everything.
So did you like go out and like do any like rooftop stuff or like any mics? Or,
No,
like, you were really
I did some mics.
Away?
I didn't do any rooftop stuff. I was in the beginning I was like fucking paranoid as shit.
Yeah,
like I just was like I don't want to be out there because I didn't know anything.
The first day One Eyed Jacks came back, restrictions had just loosened up, and Michael Che threw his free show in the city in this parking lot, and I went to that, and then I came back to Long Island. I went to One Eyed Jacks, and like I told myself I was just gonna like lay low and do and then I fucking got right back into it, and like it was sketchy, especially living at home and stuff, but like. The energy of the comedy scene and just being out, like the people who were out in the world running around doing that shit, it felt like we like finally figured out. We're like, why are we acting like this place isn't a giant playground, man? Like it's been a giant playground the whole time. Like it was
I know
wild.
some of the.
It was like,
is that the one where they did with all the cars?
Oh,
it was like people parked. It was like drive-in comedy.
I saw that on. No. He just had this lot. It was down the block from Creek and the Cave, and they drew a bunch of circles with a
Creek
6-foot radius. Yeah.
Okay.
And they drew a bunch of circles with radiuses. Had people posted up in their own circles, and honestly, there was a good amount of people there. And this comic, he's a great comic. He's killing out in the city and shit right now. This kid Leo, I remember. Like, I'd seen his face at the Creek and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I'm looking at the stage, and I see him backstage, and I'm like, what's going on? And, like, I'm like, what is, like, I'm like, he's rolling with them and all that? And Che came out, and he's like, yo, apparently I need to hire new security because someone just came back here, but he's a comic. And he asked if I get some time. And he gave him time, bro. And it was the coolest
wacky
thing.
how some of that shit works. The problem with that is like eventually people are just gonna be like jumping backstage at shows and just be like, hey, what's up, Ron White? Can I have some time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, there's always those stories.
I think the pandemic made it excusable. Like I think back now in the real world, you can't even try. Like
no,
I think in
but
that
it was
point
because
in time,
people were so desperate.
Excusable.
I'm gonna have Renee on here. You know Renee?
Yeah. Oh, dude, Renee's the first person I ever met in comedy.
He's another dude that's like beloved on this podcast, and I do think is a great guy. I can't wait to. He's on next week, I believe.
Okay.
So, like, he has some. I'm waiting for him out, but I know he has some story about, like, he like Mark Norman or was on one of his shows or something like that.
Yep.
So, like, he has a whole story about because they were
Yeah.
looking for work wherever they could get in anything because there wasn't a whole lot of. There just wasn't.
Yeah.
Like everything stopped.
Even Mark, though, to this day, I know he's, like, aside from just being a, like, solid act, like, he's one of those comics that, like, you reach out to, he responds.
Yeah,
He's like,
responded
he's
to
so
it,
for, like,
yeah,
the fan
on
base,
Twitter.
he's so for getting himself work. He's, like, he's communicative. Like, he's someone you could actually
And he's
hit up
fucking
and be like, yo,
hilarious,
I'll
too.
get, like, pay you to be on a show, man. He'll be like, I'd love to. Like,
Yeah,
he's so
why
good.
not?
Yeah.
I love him. He's fucking hilarious. Everything he says is funny. Like
Who's your favorite comic?
like my favorite.
Yeah,
We've always said that. This is
yeah,
probably like the
just-
5th time I've answered. I don't know. There's like a
Okay,
couple.
who's your favorite city comic right now? Then
Big
maybe
J.
like a
Okerson.
Stellar comic or something.
J.
Okay,
Okerson.
Big J. Okerson.
I've said that a
word.
million times.
Yeah, you've said okay.
But it's true. Like that's specific, and I'm like
Yeah.
that guy. There's a dude, Josh Adam Myers is this fucking hilarious guy. Look him up on Instagram.
Okay.
He does this thing that I love that I wish they would do out in Long Island called the Goddamn Comedy Jam. And it's like it's a bunch of comics and they do like a song and they usually go out beforehand and tell a little story about the song, whatever the hell. You know, but they go out there and like sing there's like he does it with like Shane. He's done it with like Shane Gillis and all those guys and everything. Like he does like Dracula. Shane
Yeah.
Gillis does like Dracula from Rob Zombie. It's fucking great. It's hilarious.
That's wild.
Yeah, but it's like fun. It's like a different take on
shows like
comedy.
that are so important to do, and I don't throw shows like that, but just taking that unique twist on something and like creating like a fun event for
man.
everyone like to come down to. Like I think it definitely is good to keep it fresh, and
Plus, it's still,
It's such
it's still
good writing
comedy to an
practice.
extent. It's just a little more performative. There's comedy aspects to it. It's not a
Yeah.
standard comedy show. It's not regular stand-up.
Yeah,
But
and-
it's it's something.
I
I feel like
think-
every comic does karaoke. That's my hook
just
to
putting
like get
a
them to do
comic
it out
on
here.
some kind of track too. Like I know, like I feel like every time I've done a roast, like the mindset I get into write roast jokes or like just to like write and what it does just change my writing in the future. I feel like a show like that where it's like, all right, you got to make a song and then you got to have an explanation.
Well, it's not making a song. You would go out there and sing. It's like I'm gonna sing.
Okay, I thought
Like
he
Peter
like
Paul and
parodied
Mary.
like
No,
Rob Zombie. Oh, so
like,
he
I mean, you can sing Weird Al Yankovic if you want.
Yeah.
but if you were like, I'm gonna do, I'm having the time of my life from Dirty Dancing, and then I'm gonna tell a story about why I'm singing this song, whatever hilarious anecdote that you want to say.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you sing the song, and it's usually pretty. It's like funny. You know what I mean? Like you can look it up on YouTube and shit. It's like
All-Star
Goddamn
Comedy
Comedy Jam. Josh Adam Myers, and there's some great shit on there, man.
That's wild. Yeah, nah, I never heard of that, man.
Yeah, he was an LA comic, and I think he moved to New York in the last like couple years.
Okay,
But he's
word.
in with all those guys and everything.
I feel like it's like at this point, like there's so
I'm a
much
nerd.
like photos and circulation, just clips on Instagram. That's like I bet I would see his face and be like, "Oh, this dude." Like,
a very
yeah.
distinct voice.
Yeah.
Very distinct voice. But like I don't know, I like all those guys. Dan Soder's another guy, if you know who that is.
I hadn't like seen a lot of comedy before doing it, dude. Like I'd seen like 3 acts. Like I had like the few comedy specials that I really liked, but I was never like a fan of comedy. So I was just learning about so many comics in general. Like there's still a bunch of specials I haven't seen shit. And one of the first shows I went to was in this basement. Joe List threw it.
I love Joe List.
Yeah,
He's
he's
so
awesome.
funny.
He's awesome. And he had Dan Soder, Sam Morrill,
Sam's great.
and Todd Barry on it, and they
Yeah, those guys
all
are all hilarious.
slaughtered. And I was like, "Yo, this is like amazing." And then I just followed them
I heard
since
about.
then.
I think he does like a radio show with Okerson. Soder does. I think he mentioned
Okay.
that on one of the episodes that he was doing that.
Yeah, it was like a little like basement like art space show in the apartment. It was cool. And then I saw his HBO special after it came
love
out.
that,
And
yeah.
like,
Son of Gary?
Yeah,
it's great.
he's great, man. Yeah,
A friend of mine, my friend Nancy, turned me on to him because he had his half-hour special on like the stand-ups on Netflix. This was right before Netflix got oversaturated with stand-up. This was right before where it was
Yeah.
like, oh, there's stuff. It was like, and they were doing like, and they had a half-hour special on him. And I watched it, and I'd never seen him before that, and I'm like, this dude's hilarious. It's really funny. He does like he makes wrestling jokes, like jokes about pro wrestling, and I'm
Yeah.
sitting here as a fucking 30-year-old whatever man child, and I'm like, this guy understands me.
it's dude, but I feel like there's the access to everything now. Like
There is,
there's jokes
absolutely.
about everything everywhere, and like we finally have access to them. Where comedians are finally like ready to put it out there, and it's all just like
I get scared
Damn.
sometimes that subconsciously I'm going to forget. I'm going to say something that's not mine because I watch so much.
Dude,
But I never do.
Oh.
I'm so conscious of not.
I did it once early, and it felt terrible, and I was like, I'm never doing
it's
this
because you
again.
didn't work on it. Never. Yeah. And I just remember thinking, I'm like, just don't ever, Like I've never I watch so much Instagram and I watch so much clips on YouTube, and there's like free specials everywhere, and there's these, and some of them suck, most of them suck, but there's ones that are good.
Like, it's also like it's so weird because like that is like an unavoidable thing to some extent. Like I feel like everyone's creative pursuits just becomes like this big collection of all the shit they've absorbed thus far and their interpretation of it, and then we push it out from like even like in the beginning, like sometimes like people, it's like, oh, they're blatantly doing this person, but like overall, no matter what, every artist I feel like is just a collection of like, if you found out like what the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia guys' favorite shows were growing up, who their favorite comedians were. It's like, oh my god, this all makes sense now.
Yeah,
like, you know, like
I think especially in comedy, I think definitely when you start, and this was something that I've heard other fucking people say on podcasts, and I do think this is true. When they basically say that like most comedians when they start out, that you emulate your favorite. You emulate a comedian. You're emulating somebody to an extent. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I think
I definitely tried to emulate George Carlin a little bit too much when I started.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You know,
I don't know. Maybe it was more like Bill Hicks I was emulating.
I think
that ranchy
it's good
stuff.
Sometimes though, like just even like at a mics, and like I've like done this on the like occasional instance, but like to even like consciously try to replicate someone, like I feel like if like you're trying to and you do it, it's almost like a helpful tool because like you're learning like the mechanics of it.
Well, I mean, you can also learn that more from like watching them. If you know and I think that's actually better because that's I think like, and listen, I don't want to pontificate. I don't really think I know enough about comedy to be honest to like really like put it like that. But I do know that. I do know that you like just sit down and watch. The more you watch certain guys, like that, you just figure it's like you just watch them and you figure out why they're laughing here and everything like that. You know, like that's usually what I do when there's somebody. If I'm at like the club or something like that, at like Governors or whatever the fuck, and there's somebody I haven't seen before, or I haven't seen in a long time, I just try to watch them because maybe I'll learn something. And like sometimes I don't know what I'm even looking at, but like I hear the people laugh and I'm like, okay, I have to figure that out now. Like,
dude. I was just listening to this podcast earlier on the way here.
Oh, you're getting ready? Cool.
One of my favorite, I was listening to this show that had Drew Michael on it. And
okay.
Yeah. A different podcast. My apologies.
No, we'll talk later about it.
He was talking about. He's one of my favorite comics. He's done stuff in the city. He's from Chicago scene. Like
I know Drew Michael.
A lot of people like don't or haven't checked him out or don't like him.
It's not that I don't like him. You do your thing. Tell your thing first, and I'll tell you the one thing I don't like about him.
And he was saying how laughter shouldn't be the barometer for comedy. Because like once you figure out the flows and you figure out that stuff like that you can visually see with like people working like you're saying, that is like this formulaic thing, and it kind of does have that, and that just because something like laughs, he was talking about the substance and what we put into it, and like just how like laughter, and I think that reflects in his shit because a lot of people don't like him because they're like, get to the fucking punchline, man.
Well,
like,
I think that I'm not going to fault him for because he does storytelling comedy. I feel like people's attention spans just don't last because DC Benny is.
No.
He's a comic. He does like long form jokes that are hilarious.
Okay.
But you gotta stick with it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the same. No, my issue with Drew Michael was I just don't like that. I don't like. It's not. He does this. There's a closer that he does that I just find terrible.
Like just like content wise,
I just don't.
Are you doing
like
red, blue, green on the?
I don't remember which one it is. All I know is I watched that and I just did not like the ending joke. Yeah. I'm not a joke. It's not a joke. That's why I just did. And I don't like to tear stuff apart because who the fuck am I? Drew Michael is obviously a very successful comedian. No. But like I always say I'm like, because you're not the first person to tell me like, oh, Drew Michael. I'm like, I just don't like this fucking ending where he talks about where I don't like this like dissection like this. I don't, what is it? What's the term for it? Like you dissect something, but like deconstruction. That's what I mean. I don't like this, like sort of like these. It comes off so pompous to me. The deconstruction, like I made you laugh, but now I'm gonna open it up, and I don't like it, and I admit that I don't like it. All right, it doesn't mean that it has no place.
No. I just think it's such a fucking
because it's just a monologue.
Perspective. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm not talking about the ending. That's what I mean. I'm not like getting. Yeah, no, it wasn't a monologue. I think that was like more just a like total personal choice. Yeah, I can see where that plays like but joke wise, like he's and I feel like a lot of people.
No, he's very. He does. I see what he. Yeah, he's storytelling.
Just that like idea of like him saying the laughter not being like the ultimate barometer. I don't know. It really got me thinking. Like just hearing him like break it down and just sees like, yeah, I went out and like I did good, and then I went out and I saw someone else go up and they fucking killed, and he's like, and I didn't like their things, and he's like, and I'm not the overall soothsayer of comedy, like I don't just, of course. But he's like, I didn't like them, and he just fucking destroyed in front of them, and I'm just like, wait, these are tainted laughs, and I was like, interesting.
What do you mean tainted laughs?
I don't know what exactly he meant. Like there wasn't a full breakdown, like, but I don't know.
Tainted
the whole thing
laughs?
was just interesting, of like just that they're just formulaic laughs. That's like,
well, people are laughing for the sake of laughing.
Or just they're laughing because the design of comedy, like you're saying, where you don't like him breaking down that design.
Well, it's not that I don't like him breaking down that design of comedy. I do think there's just. If I'm paying to see a comedy show, I expect to laugh the whole time. Maybe that's old school. And I said this on Pat's show about how you can't say that like comedy can't just be one thing. Comedy has to be the genre of comedy, but it can be, like I said, the goddamn comedy genre. Like the karaoke, it's still funny.
Yeah.
It's still comedy. It's not stand up in its pure form. But when you broach the subject of like, it's like that special him, and then like to a more extent the Hannah Gadsby stuff where I'm like
trying to like, and like it's not like I could say like that, like I could agree where he definitely ended it with a monologue. It wasn't a joke.
It just feels like such a queefy thing to do.
But I think that like fuck, I totally lost my train of thought.
I know, I did
something
too.
you said right before that.
Like an asshole. I'm just saying, it just feels like it feels out of place, especially when he goes into it. And like it doesn't, I don't know. I don't want to fucking. I want to laugh.
You were saying yes, yeah. It was you saying you want to laugh? Like I think like the decision to do that, like if like you're like at a level where you're like working a club and like you're not touring and you're not pulling your own fan base and shit in. If you try doing something like that, I would kind of be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like if you just like were passed at a club and you're like, all right, I'm gonna run this monologue tonight. I'd be like, okay, don't do that. Like the audience is paying you, have a job.
Yeah. Because Mike Birbiglia, Mike Birbiglia?
Yes,
Mike Birbiglia does, like, sort of like, has like kind of serious lines to everything, but everything has a joke in it. Everything is very, it's designed that way because that's his humor. It's not, I'm going to make you cry now, or I'm going to open your heart, or I'm going to show you my pain. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that your pain's not worth it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it's comedy. Like just like don't, and like I don't know, like feel it's like a pompous thing to do out there, to go out there and like deconstruct it. To me, that's just my perspective. I'm not saying it doesn't fucking belong or whatever the fuck. I'm not mad it exists or anything like that. I don't watch it. That's why why I don't have a problem with it. I don't fucking watch it. I watched it once. I didn't like it. You know what I don't do? I don't go back 10 times after that and fucking jerk off to it and be like, this sucks.
Like it's a Marvel movie. Like
dude, I know so many people that do that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I hope I didn't just go. That's my ADD going in 8 different directions. But go ahead. I like your brain. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You like my brain? Just say something. Oh man, wow.
No, that's all right.
What did we?
No. Well, I got some stuff I wanted to show you.
Okay.
I got some stuff. Did you see the clip of the people being eaten by the whale?
No.
Chris, can you bring up all right, bring it up big. This is like fucking crazy. This is one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
Everyone watching gets to see this too.
No.
All right, rewind it again. Wait, does it play a couple times? Is this like the same thing on a loop?
No.
Look. Yeah, let it play. I think they show it from different angles. Look, slow motion. See him?
No.
That was casual as fuck.
Yeah, dude, just out paddleboarding right now, and all of a sudden a monster comes up from the depths of the ocean.
Are people screaming and stuff?
I don't know. I think is there another angle?
Like, what is, like, how, like...
No, let it play, Chris. Let's see if there's another, if they show it from another angle. There's just someone's thigh right now. This is riveting.
And then, wait, yeah.
Wait, here we go,
there's
here we
the
go.
And then. What's the and then?
Here we go. Is this like another angle of it?
Yeah, this is
Oh my god! Is this them POV?
no, I think in yellow.
In the yellow, on the left over there? Alright, that's them right there. Holy shit!
Oh,
Holy shit, nobody screams.
No.
What would you do if you saw that up close? Look at this. Alright, yeah, we're gonna close up. That's wild, man. That's nightmarish.
Where was this?
Like, probably Florida. Oh, I think I'm dead. If I'm in that thing's mouth, I'm just like, I guess.
Bro. The ocean, man. I could go on about the ocean all day,
Talk
bro.
about the ocean. It's the scariest place on earth. Look at it. It's driving its prey down.
It's the biggest thing on earth. It's the whole
It's not
earth.
fully mapped. Isn't there something like the ocean is only like 8% actually mapped or some shit?
There's something, yeah. And it's just massive, and it's constantly there. It could, dude, it's the most vicious thing out there.
The ocean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love swimming. I love it. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like I always used to, like, in my head be like, oh, separate beaches and stuff like that. And then I really just had the big breakthrough of like, oh, wow, this kind of is magical. like, it's recently happened to me just sitting there looking at the ocean, like seeing like the whole thing. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like scared. I was like, this is overwhelming.
Well,
I was
like, I know it's like, at this point, it's almost played out, but like, sharks are like insane. Like,
Yeah.
a shark is an insane thing. It is the line from Jaws where it's like, what's the fucking, I think like one of the, Richard Dreyfuss says it, where he's just like, all it does, this is a perfect killing machine. All it does is swim around and eat, and make little sharks. It's over 3 billion years old and it's never had to evolve, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
what I mean. Like, and that thing lives in the ocean, and the ocean is so deep. There's like caverns and shit and full mountains, supposedly bigger than like Mount Everest down there. Like, truly, and like,
But like
that's
recently
why I-
too, apparently in like LI, there's been like a bunch of like sharks like
There's always
bothering
shark
people
attacks.
on the water and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and like it's, I don't know. Then that whale video, I'm like, oh my god, they're fighting back. Like what's going on? Like
the whales and the sharks are at
yeah,
war.
dude, they're gonna break like the biggest motherfucker they got out to just start swallowing cruise ships whole. Like it's gonna like get real one day.
Yeah,
And-
like what, like Jurassic World when they have that giant, whatever the fuck, crocodile thing.
yeah.
Dude,
There's
I would.
gotta
I mean,
be.
that's, I don't know, like, I want sea monsters to be real so bad. Seems plausible to me.
Yeah,
It's the only plausible to me.
I'd like, yeah, we can't be pondering so much about aliens and think there's not some shit going on down
Yeah,
there,
right.
you know?
Well, there's like a bunch of theories that aliens are like underwater and everything. Like there's like ships underwater, or like not civilizations, but like bases and shit.
Really?
I don't know if I believe in all this stuff, but like it's fun to read and think about.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like what if it is true? What if it is true? Like, what if there's a sea monster? What if there's a giant kraken, a fucking tentacle comes out and brings down the San Francisco Bridge?
Yeah, it's like you do nothing. Like those people just
Yeah,
did
right.
nothing.
What would
like
you
you're
do
just
if
like,
you were in a
okay, we're in
paddleboard?
it now.
Like, if you were just chilling, like I'm gonna get some foot. Like, this is you. I'm gonna set the scene for you. What if you were just like out there being like, I'm gonna get some footage for Upsplifted. I'm gonna get some footage for Upsplifted, and you go out there with your little camera, and in the middle of the water, you just get swallowed by. I mean, they didn't die. I know they didn't die, but like they got spit out. I think.
I would, dude. Honestly, I feel like the way like my footage brain works, or like my. Oh, thank you. That's what I appreciate.
You can mention him. He's not gonna. That's Chris. Everybody loves
I
Chris.
appreciate
We all
Chris.
love Chris.
I know. I like saw him. He was like.
Everybody's always
like-
excited
I was
to
like,
meet
Shaka,
Chris
bro.
when he's
Like, I'm like.
We love Chris. Chris is the whole reason the show is this. I'm just a fucking prop.
What were we
I'll
saying?
be replaced
about
by a robot in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. It'll be
Bruce Winchell AI.
It'll be Winchelltron 5000. Chris will just fucking. It'll get more followers and more subscribers than me.
What's your theory on AI and stuff like that?
AI? Dude, oh man, I think it's. You fucking piece of shit. No, I was kidding. He got- Now he's gonna shut your mic off. Is he all right? All right.
Is your mic over?
He's gonna edit it.
I'm just.
Now we're too high. That's what. No, we're having too much fun. That's what it is. That's my theory. What? You gotta fix it. Yeah. All right, put the Alex Bradley thing up. Oh, he turned it off.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have taught him to do that. He's not a complete retard.
I don't know. There you go.
You guys just watch me learn how microphones work.
Well, that took 20 minutes out of my day.
But
AI, like in what sense?
well, okay. I was just like,
Like
you'd mentioned
artificial
like being a
intelligence
robot and
as-
stuff like
I'm
that.
sorry, go ahead.
But now I'm gonna derail our conversation.
No,
right?
I'm,
We're gonna
I'm
have
still in.
No. It's just like it plays into the tech field.
Okay.
The metaverse. We're already in the metaverse, bro.
What is the metaverse like as far as dimensional stuff?
The metaverse is like this like.
What is the metaverse?
So Facebook's creating the metaverse, and it's like virtual.
Is that a virtual
and-
world?
Essentially,
Okay.
and like one of the things like that I noticed, Oculus Rifts became more affordable this year.
I have an Oculus Rift.
They're
Well,
fucking-
I had it a couple of years ago.
They're so cool.
They are.
They're so cool.
VR's
But
cool.
Facebook recently got involved with them, and their logos
So
on
that's
them,
why
so
they
it's connected
changed
with the
it to-
metaverse.
yeah.
I think we're like with our phones and everything. I think we're already in the metaverse, and there's some weird shit going
Well, that
on
you
with
don't get the
controlled
metaverse
consciousness,
without
bro.
AI. So I think it plays into.
Yeah,
In order
yeah.
for that to operate, you need artificial intelligence on a high level. I think. Right? Wouldn't you? To have like a massive program like that, at that point, you'd have some sort of intelligence at that
Maybe
point.
we're the AI, bro.
I don't know, man. 'Cause I'm a kid who grew up watching Terminator. Like, I like everybody was always afraid of zombies and all that. And I'm like, when are the machines gonna just explain? When is like all of a sudden a lady gonna be taking money out of an ATM and all of a sudden she's gonna punch her in the fucking face and then run off
Yeah.
with her children or some shit?
Dude, I think it's gonna be so much
Technology's
more
what's gonna take us
subtle.
down.
So much more subtle than that. Yeah, definitely.
This is really the apocalypse. This is it. This is real. You know, like we
But that's the
had.
thing.
This is the best that we could do. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, everybody's like, because everybody was like, how bad is this? I'm like, how bad was it? Like what? You had to stay inside. You just couldn't see people, and people lost their shit.
Oh, definitely.
People lost
definitely.
their fucking mind. So we had the apocalypse.
Yeah.
But the end of days is what we're predicting right now.
Or just something. I think I'm
AI,
like
I
really
don't
like
know.
I'm just convinced like where like at a point like I think AI was like always like a big concern. That's why I kind of derailed the conversation
No,
to
it's
this.
fine.
And I think
But it all ties in.
it's yeah, I think like really just one day like I picture like if we don't like detach ourselves from our phones more now and stuff like that.
I agree.
And like with like the I could really picture there being a point where it's either like you're in your fucking Oculus somewhere or you're just someone walking around like you're one out of 25 people where everyone else is just geared up and control consciousness.
What was that other movie they did? Ready Player One, shit like that. You know what I mean? Where you put the visor
Okay,
on.
I never saw that, but I know
it's
the
like the same
concept.
concept.
Yeah,
Same
yep.
concept. He basically
Yeah.
goes into like a virtual world and like
Yep.
competes within it and everything like that. And it's fucking crazy because like you're right. It's everybody's like, when are we gonna get that? I'm like, we have that now.
We're fucking in it.
We're
We're
in it.
so in it. It's insane how in it we are. Like
We're absolutely in it. Like
yeah.
I was like thinking the other day, like I have in like even like just like the concept of the phone, like an iPhone alone is like a fucking having a laptop in your pocket. Like
Yeah.
and yet that
Yeah.
amazes nobody anymore. Like that it's just
No.
like but I'm like when I was a kid, if you had handed this to me, I would have been like, this is the most amazing thing I have ever seen. Like, you know, like Game Gear impressed me back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Game
Yep.
Boy. Like if you had handed me something that could like I could watch people fuck on it. Like if that's like I could watch it.
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
But that's the thing. It's like you have all this power in your pocket. We're compressing.
What do we do with it?
and
Jerk
it's
off.
Like, yep. Yeah.
We all jerk off to it. It's all used for
we
porn.
all just finally accepted that OnlyFans is pretty cool. That's what's going on right now. You know? Like,
Everybody has an OnlyFans. Dude, I've batted around the idea of having an OnlyFans.
oh, I just made one the other day.
You're on the OnlyFans?
Yeah, it's called.
Yes! We're going to start selling fucking Dom smut on here.
Yes, yeah, it's Stroke to Dom's Jokes. It'll be up and running shortly. It'll be.
You serious?
Yeah.
That is the most amazing. Can we put that below the screen when he does the stroke? It'll be coming soon. Stroke to Dom's Jokes.
Yeah, it'll be free. on my feed, there'll be some nice little boxer clips with some OnlyFans exclusive jokes. If you want more than that, we'll start talking tips.
Yeah, but if you want to if you want to pay him to like stick his dick inside like a wedding cake or whatever,
yeah,
and then like
definitely.
sing the Howdy
I'll
Doody
get on
theme
my
song.
kitchen table and fuck an apple pie.
Would you?
Like,
Would you do
just
something weird?
If
The Price is Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, I thought about doing-
Dude, I don't think like it's crazy how little of a factor the price would be. I'd be like, I finally got good reason to try this. You want to give me $50? Like,
Dude, some people have that down. Like I know, like some people. Like, hey man, I noticed
yo,
you. I know you're like
apple pie.
into
Like, I
jokes.
couldn't do it for free, but.
I know you're into jokes and everything, but how do you feel about shoving this cheese stick up your ass? Like, I'll give you $25.
There's gonna be exclusive
That's what it
comedy
is.
content too. It's gonna
It's
be
gonna
my
be-
OnlyFans/Patreon.
Yeah, my Patreon. I have to get a Patreon up and go. That's the we were talking about before of we were talking about Google has like marketing stuff.
Yes,
Because we were talking about branding and shit before and all that
Yeah.
stuff. How are you with the other side of comedy? Like besides the performance stuff, like because you have like Upsplifted is like your thing.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Like let's talk about that. What is Upsplifted? Tell about that. Tell the people.
Upsplifted. It's an adverb.
Not the word, you moron. Not the word, you fucking idiot. Podcast over.
You can do upsplifted. You can get upsplifted. All that. It can be
Actually, I like
adverb,
that.
noun, whatever you want.
You know, I appreciate that because I would say the same thing if I was you. I'd be like, "What is that? It's a word, bro."
yeah. I was the Webster upsplifted, but upsplifted. That's kind of just what
Webster's
I'm
dictionary
putting
just finds
everything-
upsplifted. Oh man.
I was just looking for a name for a while that I felt like fit my vibe, and it like came together. I was like, I smoke a lot of spliffs. I meditate. I do all my woo.
That was Millennial
stuff, and I
Stoner
was
for
like,
me. I
hey.
was like, I'm a millennial and I smoke weed. This is the perfect
Yeah,
name.
no, it's a fun name too. Like
Thanks.
it's definitely
I gotta
like
get
a
shirts like that.
Like,
to give away for free because nobody's paying for them. I'm not making any. I'm just gonna give them away for free.
That's definitely what I would like to do at some point. Like there'll be like some limited drop stuff. Like, but like even like you like mentioned a shirt like this before. Like if I was ever given any of the comedy homies shirts and shit like that, I'd be like,
Yeah, I
yo,
just want to
like,
give it
yeah.
out. Like nobody audience members would take the fucking shirt. They would take it, and then I don't want to have to watch them literally throw it in the garbage as soon as they exit the bar or whatever the fuck.
This shirt that you're dropping money. Yeah.
I've seen them do that with some comedians where they're like, "Here's some like a sticker," and then they just a handful of like a keychain, whatever. They throw it away, and I'm like, "Oh, that would ruin me if I saw that."
I pass out some merch. I actually brought
You got
some
stickers?
for you.
Oh, you got stickers?
No,
Don't leave. Don't break anything. Yeah.
I was gonna wait till after the episode.
We got
now
it.
that we're talking about this.
Yeah, let's
the
talk about.
upsplifted care
Look at hold it up.
packages.
Show it to the camera.
Upsplifted care packages.
Do you have,
We give these out.
You give those out?
Yeah, and I brought this for you. I was
Oh,
like, I didn't
what?
want to come here empty-handed, and I was like, I'm not gonna
you
bring
got me
beer.
gifts. What's in here? Oh, sage.
So many people look at it and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" But I
Man.
try and like, I'm trying to make
I've been
a
attracted to
difference
witchy
and
women for a long time. I know what the fuck that is, man. Oh, I got papers. What else? What's this? What's this?
stuff. Yeah, where is
What
it?
is that?
That's
Oswald
the
Grinder.
thing. That's,
What? It's an ups. Oh,
that's
yeah.
where it's like I
Look at that.
wanted to have something more tangible than a sticker or
This
like
is
a business
fucking
card. I wanted to
great.
have something that's useful to an extent
Dude,
that
this
like will
is-
like add value.
It looks like
to-
you have tits on it though, and I love it.
Oh my god, bro! That was like when I first saw it, I didn't even think about
Dude,
that.
this
That's
is
one
sick.
of the
What
biggest
else is in
critiques
here?
I've gotten on that
Sage?
stuff.
What's
But
this?
I like
Oh, I got a card, a Wheel of
a
Fortune.
tarot card.
Oh,
Which one?
fuck.
Oh, you pulled it up upright. All right, the way you pulled that. Yo, you want me to?
What do you do? What is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, let's do weird stuff. Yeah, I pulled it out upright.
You pulled that. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think. Because I
it
held
was facing this way when you
Well,
were
I pulled
holding
it down, and then I went I guess I pulled it out upside down, but it was upright when I held it up.
Yeah, it's the way that you looked at it.
Does that mean I'm gonna die? Does that mean I'm going to hell? Chris, look up all witch stuff.
It's 10 Wheel of Fortune. It's,
Okay, you know.
Oh, yo, actually, Chris, you could look it up if like the TV shows everyone what stuff means. They have it.
If the TV shows everyone what
I don't
stuff
know
means.
if like
That's the name of the episode. That's the name of the episode. having so much fun. Oh, I'm broken.
Like, I feel like I come off like I have this undiagnosed dyslexia that makes me
Probably.
come off higher than I am all the fucking time.
What else do we have in here? All right, tell me about the tarot card.
Oh my god. So we got, if you look up 10 Wheel of Fortune meaning
In tarot cards. Let's look it up. Let's see what's going to happen to me. So it's like every... Dude, you're fucking...
Is it the 10 or is it just the
This is sweet.
Oh, I guess it's just one. I don't know what the fuck this 10 means. Not the wiki one. Let's get on some spiritual website.
Yeah, let's go on something with like black background and green writing. It's hard to see.
Yeah, this is cool. Let's see. The Wheel of Fortune.
Can you read that?
Yeah.
Man, I'm old.
So this is for you. When I went and I grabbed the bag, I was like, this feels like Joe's bag.
Okay.
So
I love this. No, I'm all about this. All right, this is cool.
So the Wheel of Fortune is one of the most symbolic cards in the deck, filled with signs that each have its own meaning. At the center of the card lies a giant wheel covered in esoteric symbols.
Okay.
There are different creatures that surround the wheel: the angel, the eagle, the bull, and they're related to the 4 fixed signs in zodiac: Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. These four. Okay, the books. Oh, that's the description. Where's the meaning? Yeah, where's the upright
Dude, I just got
meaning?
so
The upright
into-
meaning. Upright Wheel of Fortune tarot card. Love me. Is there just the overall meaning right above that?
No, I will pull that upright.
Yeah.
Because I was holding it like this, so that's
Yeah,
upright.
The Wheel of Fortune turns evermore, seemingly to communicate life's made of both good and bad times, and that the cycle is one we cannot control. There's something that is subjected to both kings and workers, and that nobody on earth can avoid what is fated. When you have good moments, make sure you enjoy them to the fullest, and the same is true. When you are bad in a situation, things will eventually become better again.
I don't like that. If I burn this, does the curse wear off?
I had someone do that when I fucking...
No, that's cool.
You know what's crazy? I was
So
talking
like,
to
you
this-
wait, no, don't get off subject.
Oh, yeah,
Don't talk
no,
about
no.
shit. So it's a sticker. So you make
That's a
little care
step
packages.
list on how to get
yes,
uplifted.
I see. It's
Yes,
there's
yeah.
a list.
That's
I'm gonna hold
what
this
is
up.
that? That's
How to
I think
get
that's like the
uplifted.
adjective version of it. Like
Acquire weed and tobacco. Step 2, mix your herbs. Step 3, procure a smoking utensil. Oh my god. It's like written by Spicoli. I love it. Step 4, discover a fire.
you gotta get in your caveman.
Discover
timing.
a fire. You can't just make fire. You gotta go find it. That's the rules, or else you're not gonna get uplifted.
Make sure you don't get big. Like
Smoke your step 5. Smoke your herb mix with discovered fire. Discovered fire, so funny. Close your eyes and focus on breathing. Step 7. Meditate for a minimum of 10 minutes. Step 8. Become uplifted. I'm putting this on my refrigerator. See it every morning. So you make little care packages for people. Cool.
Yeah, like the last show I threw, I gave them out to the comics that like I had booked on the show and stuff like that. The scavenger hunt, I give out uplifted care packages
Okay.
as well, but I mix those ones up a little bit more. Like I might throw Bud in there, I might throw Raps in there. I try to keep them interesting. That way, if there's any repeat offenders in the winning of the scavenger hunt, they get something newish. You know, like
I mean, if you
and
put
then,
Bud in there, everybody's happy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
This is
definitely,
cool as shit,
definitely.
Dude. So like, can you like order these for like loved ones and whatnot, or whatever the fuck? Or you just like
yeah, I would definitely go out of the
slide
way
into
to
his
make
DMs
them.
and be like, yo, I need a care package for my aunt or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, people could do that if they want, but also like I've more
Don't
so
do
just
that.
been
Don't take my advice.
gifting them so far. Like,
But that's
just
cool,
like,
man.
Yeah.
So this is
And then I sold them at the show. Like it was like you could like essentially like
every pack was different.
yeah.
That's a hook, though. I mean,
I didn't
that's
sell any with Bud in it though.
just so you know. That'll happen eventually. Bud bags, uplifted Bud bags. That's really
For
cool,
legal
though. So,
purposes.
all right, so you got little care. You're just a wandering holy man, essentially, is what I'm understanding. Like, you're like Eddie Murphy in that movie called Holy Man, I think.
I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, it's Jeff Goldblum's and it's tremendous. So you got uplifted. I got a tarot card. Fortune is enjoy all fortune, essentially.
Yeah, no, it was good, dude. I was at this show the other night. I was talking to this like like older gentleman. He was a sage. He was dropping so much wisdom on me the whole time, and he was like,
was he a comic?
I was no,
he's just like one of those dudes that you meet.
Yeah, but like the way he talked about comedy, he had like a comics like awareness about like what it's like doing it, and so it was very interesting. Probably, and I said ups and downs. Like I was like, yeah, it's so weird. Like just like comedy, like just like life stuff. Like it feels like the highs get high and then lows get lows. And he's like, hey man, they're both the same thing.
Kinda.
And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, there's beauty in both of them. And you just gotta take them both as they come. The opposite ends of the spectrum. He's like, they're the same forces moving them both. And I feel like that was what that card is saying. It was
that's like
hey,
that saying
it's all good.
But that's like the saying in with art. You know, the saying, the first thing I ever learned in art class was there are no mistakes.
Okay.
And it's just like I think that's the reason why that's the first thing you learn in art class, because it teaches you not to. Perfection is that immediately erases the idea that you're going to achieve something perfect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I don't think I always feel like, because when I was acting, that was like a big thing. Specifically, I remember that was my experience with it. Everybody was always reaching for some perfect performance, which in my opinion was always unobtainable because it was live theater, and you know what I mean. Like it wasn't in film. A little bit different because you could probably get the perfect performance together.
It's crazy too, because like I feel like as like the person like doing the craft, like you can get like meticulous about it, but also like.
That doesn't always help, though.
Yeah, the audience like doesn't mind that either. It's like there's a beauty to like the live performance and like the little voice cracks and how every little thing.
But people
is just,
see that as
it's
not. It's also like not how they see it in their head or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And, but you're right. There's nuances. That's nuances to that shit. And what you're supposed to do is take that shit and that makes, because there's like an old saying. There's an old saying that my old professor talked about. Whenever he would do like. Whenever he would like teach acting class, he would always say, "I don't want actors. I want to see human beings up there." You know what I mean? So it was the whole idea of being like, "You're right."
That.
So
I like that.
People, in my opinion, I was like, "Okay, so that's what a human being would do." Their voice cracks. They do shit like that. I'm just gonna use that and move forward. Other people, they just were like, "No, it's imperfect. I was supposed to do this. I went up and I was supposed to go down. Wherever the fuck, it ruins everything." Because they want to play Hamlet. It has to be the perfect Hamlet. Wherever the fuck, you know what I mean? It's impossible.
Dude, that's like, I don't know if you've like ever like had like a solid set, but then forgot one line and like maybe like you afterwards you're like, but I forgot.
The phone went off once during. I was doing good, and then a phone went off, and I was like.
Did it kill the vibe, or did you come back?
Didn't kill the vibe. It just derailed me a little bit. I was getting like I was building to it, and like it didn't, and because it broke up the laughter. Like I was like, just the punch for my fucking closer just didn't work as much as if I had just plowed through because I was getting ready for it.
Yeah.
And it also like I forgot where I was in the joke, so I had to tell the whole joke again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't think I've ever forgotten. At that point, it's like. When you're in the groove, or you know what I'm talking about, when you're doing well and everything, and you just feel it, and it's just.
I was just talking about like the idea, like I feel like in the beginning I would go up and I would like do decent, and I'd be like, "Fuck, there's this new thing I wanted to try," or "Oh, I forgot this line."
I did last night to Mike.
How did I do that? But see, like it's like that's like I think that's like the beauty in it too. Is like each thing is the thing, and only we know that. And it's like like what the actors doing. It's like, bro, only you know that. Like only you were at the rehearsals.
Dude,
like they weren't at the rehearsals
all the time.
Like
the audience is dumb. They haven't seen anything. Yeah, they're like, I fucked up. I'm like, they don't know that.
Yeah.
Who knows? Nobody knows that you're supposed to go out the other door because they're the first time they've seen it. They don't know. You think nobody's studying up on like 18th century plays before they're going to see a college production.
Yeah.
You know, calm down. But even then, at a comedy show, they're not at the mics with you.
Yeah.
So I didn't say this tag. Did they laugh? Yeah. All right. So it just would have been funnier, but it was still funny. Like they don't know. Who cares? Fuck the audience. They don't know anything. Oh, not fuck the audience.
No, I know what
but
you
like
mean.
fuck the audience. No, but like they don't worry about what they know or don't know. You know what I mean?
No,
because they know nothing.
Yeah.
Let them be surprised.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of being an audience member.
Have fun with it.
Well,
enjoy doing it.
Yeah, particularly like live comedy and shit. Like it's a very specific kind of like.
Oh yeah.
Or like live entertainment
anything.
in general.
That's the thing. Live anything. Yeah,
live
man.
bands,
for real.
live. Yeah, there's a vibe and an energy that comes with that I've been addicted to since I was 18. That's another thing too. It's just like.
Yep.
You know, like I just like performing in front of people.
Yeah, no, and there's so many little things to it.
Whatever it may be, like comedy, live sex shows. No.
Yeah.
I feel more at home doing comedy than I did doing live than I did doing acting.
Good.
That's why I
Good.
decided just to concentrate
Oh,
on
yeah,
that.
man.
You know, when I was, because I'd stopped acting and then just did that and everything. So
Yo,
it's good to know. And I say that because I'm jealous of you, because you started and you have this. Like, there's some people that say if you start later comedy, then you have like a wealth of experience to draw on. But I also think when you start young, you're experiencing things and you're starting to build, like, you're building something so organically with your experiences in life.
Yeah.
Because you're a little
yeah.
younger, even though that you have, like,
No,
I'm jealous of it. I really am.
I think that's why Superbad is such a such an
fucking
iconic
love that
movie.
movie. That's the movie of my
Because
generation.
It was 14, 15-year-olds writing a script about being horny. We need to get laid.
Which is what-
It was so fucking real. It wasn't them reflecting on what it felt like then. It was really Seth Rogen and his friends like, this is how we feel right now.
Yeah,
There is
exactly,
something
yeah.
magical to that shit too. Like
love
in
that
general,
movie.
to
That's
like
a
have
movie
that vibe. Like
that spoke to my generation so hard.
yeah, definitely.
So fucking hard.
Dude, I remember like begging my mom for permission because like my brother and like all my cousins and everyone like around your age were like talking about what a great movie was. I was like,
Yeah.
I need to know what everyone's talking about.
It was the last, in my opinion, that was probably the last great rated R comedy. Like that, like as far as movies, like they don't make. I don't think there's anything since that I can remember that's like really on a level. Like Superbad was huge and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was filthy as fuck, but it was also just
Was
really
that
funny.
like? But like, I think that was around like that might have been before. Like, I think that was set it, and then there was this little period, and now it's. But I think like there was still like The Hangover and Step Brothers and stuff like
The
that. around
Hangover,
the
maybe
time.
the first Hangover, maybe. Even though I feel like sometimes it's popular to go back and shit on that.
too. Yeah, that's the thing.
But it's
It
still funny.
But like also like at that time period, like it had that vibe where everyone was like, "Holy shit, The Hangover!" Like, what the fuck? You gotta see
Well,
this
nobody had
movie.
seen it. Yeah, the whole thing. It was a tiger, and then like I remember hearing that like
Yeah.
even then, and I was a little old. I don't think it's 2008 or something like that. It came out. I don't know. Chris is gonna look it up right now and yell it and tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, Lee's doing it right now.
They could see the TV again.
This is where we're gonna end
Where
on
we
soon.
learn
We
stuff.
have to wrap up in a few minutes. I don't want to. I love Dom.
Oh my god, this flew by.
I know. I have to try to keep some of the episode. I went so over last time.
Understandable.
What year?
2009.
I was off by like one
And wait,
year.
what year was Superbad?
Yeah, what year was Superbad?
Thank you.
Super band.
Superband.
2007.
Okay.
But
I don't know, but I think
no,
Superbad's
this one
better
still
than The
might hold
Hangover.
the ground. Yeah.
I think Superbad's
Yeah.
better than The Hangover.
What
I mean,
about
The
Step
Hangover's good,
Brothers?
but if you had to tell me to pick,
What about Step Brothers?
that's 2011. I don't know. Superbad is like, but you know what Superbad is? It was the American Pie of a different, like a teen sex comedy.
I feel
It's
like
a
now,
different.
like, yeah, I just like I didn't
Step
mean
Brothers
this
is
to
fucking
turn that
great.
much of like I agree with the sentiment of what you said. I feel like
you know?
I'm like
I
I
feel
want
like
to be on
Superbad
the
is on a level of an
offense it, but,
iconic
like,
film. Like
yes.
these are very quotable movies,
Dude,
but
it was like honestly by the time that like I watched Superbad for the first time and like also I was younger, so like I was like not everything fully clicked, but I was like, this didn't meet my expectations, and now like I fucking appreciate that film so much. But like the first time I watched it after like dying to watch it, I was like, oh yeah.
yeah, because you didn't get it.
Yeah,
you didn't get a lot
yep.
of the jokes.
I read the script for it a little while ago.
Superbad?
Finally too, because yeah, I
I
started
used to
like
do that when I
reading
was a kid. I used to
scripts.
read. I would see a movie, and if I couldn't find the movie to rent, I would just find the script online and I would read it.
That's awesome.
That's
That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah.
I'm not a cinephile because I don't like. I have weird taste in film. I just like.
Yeah.
I love movies.
No, that's cool as fuck.
I love movies.
Had like no interest in doing that like when I was younger. So like just like
was a weird
having
kid.
that like
Weird fucking kid, man.
Dude, I used to make videos when I was younger. My old YouTube the name was Ass Awesome. I still have all the videos. They're unlisted, and like I was just like and like sometimes like I think back on this and I'm like people who know I did this. It probably makes me doing comedy and making sketches now look really fucking weird. Like, oh, there goes Tom still doing this. I used to just like have like series online, and one of them was Dancing the Dumb Clown. And it was just me
Wow,
in a
so you're
clown
just, like,
mask,
you're just
dancing
fucking-
in my boxers on YouTube, bro. Just as a fucking kid, my mom's like, "Yeah, you got this." I had like 107.
That's right. You grew up with access to the internet at like a young age. Like
Yeah.
YouTube was like well, I was older when YouTube was a thing, and we just used it to watch like movies and like that they broke up into 8 parts that you could watch
Yep.
because
Yeah.
Netflix didn't exist yet.
Yeah, dude. I got like a webcam when I was like 12.
Okay, that's
and then I
great. We're
just
gonna end on that note. 12-year-old webcam. We're
Yeah,
gonna end on
guys,
that.
go watch my fucking
Do you have
borderline
plugs, man? You
child.
got shows
porn.
coming up?
Right now, no.
You're just
I'm on a
wandering the
few
land,
shows,
like-
and I'm on Raniola's show at Dubco August 20th. That's gonna be fun. But
Okay.
I'm just wandering the land. Yeah.
And what's Upsplifted? If people want to check out Upsplifted, how can they?
Upsplifted.
Yeah.
Upsplifted. Honestly, you could just Google it because
You're the only
there's
one?
no other Upsplifted. You get my Instagram, all that link tree, YouTube. I'm shooting videos freelance. If you need videos edited, music videos, all that stuff, hit me up at Upsplifted as well. I'll show you what I could do and stuff like that. And yeah.
Dom, ladies and gentlemen, you're like if a bull was a human being.
What are
you doing?
Upsplifted.
Is it the first thing
Oh
that
my
comes
God,
up?
yo, your podcast is gonna pop up when we show it too, bro. Look, Brandon.
All right, branding. Pull it up.
Yo,
All right.
how is Brandon's video? Where's my Instagram?
Dom LaMarca. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of our show. Sadly, I had a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much for coming and doing this, dude.
Yeah,
I'm working on something with a couple extra people that we're gonna do eventually, and I want to have you on it, come back, and just like you and all the fucking Nassau
Hell
guys
yeah,
fucking
dude.
rule and
Let's-
everything. We're a tight-knit group out in Suffolk, but you guys are fucking cool too, you know.
Dude, we should do a weed Olympics and film it.
I want to do that. That's
Like
a good
beer
idea.
Olympics. Like we should get
Coming soon, Weed Olympics.
Yeah.
Those Millennial Stoner sponsors the Nassau Suffolk Weed Olympics. I get Fat J to sponsor that shit. I get Fat J to definitely sponsor that shit. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, do I have shows coming up? I have plugs. I do. I have a couple different plugs.
Can I touch this?
Yeah, you can touch that. My next show is going to be at Gotham Comedy Club in Manhattan. That's on July 27th. And then after that, I'm going to be at McGuire's August. Hold on. I think it's August 13th. I'm just double checking. Well, before that, I'm going to be in Pennsylvania at Milford, Pennsylvania, Chris? Milton, Pennsylvania. Milton, Pennsylvania. I've said before, LaRocca, Geyer, Fat J, Joe Cavello. It's going to be a great time.
That sounds like a fun crowd.
When I get a flyer, everybody will see it. Then after that, on August, I believe, 19th, I'm going to be at, or 13th, I'm going to be at McGuire's for the late show, 10:30. Hold on, I'm just checking. August 19th, I'm going to be at McGuire's for the 10:30 p.m. show. That's always a fun time. There's always great people on that. I know for a fact Keith Fairfax is on that. Very funny guy. Get your tickets at governors.com. And then after that, I'm going to be at Mohican Sun, August 5th. That's a 10 o'clock show again. That's the Thirsty Thursday show that we always do down there. And then after that, I'm going to be back at Gotham Comedy Club on the 29th of August. So come on down, check me out. The Gotham Comedy Club shows you can get on Gotham.com. It's the 7 o'clock show both times. All right. Dom, thanks for coming out. Chris, thanks for putting up with my shit. It is hot. Turn the air conditioning on. I'm Joe Winchell. I'm the Millennial Stoner. Like, share, and subscribe. See you later.